Brought to you by...
There are moments in life that seem to repeat themselves. Cycles of routine and habit that trap the mind in patterns, both familiar and frustrating. Within these endless loops, the ordinary becomes extraordinary, and the mundane offers a mirror of the self. Through repetition, one begins to notice the subtleties of behavior, the consequences of choice, and the quiet ways in which growth can be possible. What initially feels like a prison can transform into a crucible of self-discovery, where reflection, empathy, and deliberate action slowly reshape character. In confronting the same challenges again and again, one learns that meaning is not granted by circumstance, but forged through intention, awareness, and the courage to change. Hello friends, and welcome back to ETF. It's February 2nd, so today we're talking about Groundhog Day, directed by Harold Ramis and starring Bill Murray. This film is widely celebrated as a comedic masterpiece, yet beneath its humor lies a profound exploration of human psychology, morality, and the nature of personal transformation. On the surface, the film follows Phil Connors, a cynical and self-absorbed television weatherman, as he becomes trapped in a temporal loop, reliving the same February 2nd in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, over and over again. What begins as a quirky narrative conceit gradually unfolds into a meditation on responsibility, self-awareness, and the human capacity for change.
Life has a funny way of repeating itself.
What did you do today?
Oh, same old, same old.
At the heart of the film is the psychological concept of repetition compulsion. Phil's initial reactions to the loop, confusion, denial, and reckless indulgence, mirror common human responses to perceived powerlessness. Initially, he begins to exploit the loop for selfish gain, embracing hedonism and manipulation. These actions, however, fail to bring fulfillment, illustrating the existential truth that pleasure alone cannot satisfy the deeper needs of the psyche. This phase of the narrative underscores a compelling commentary on narcissism and the limitations of external gratification. The film's true brilliance emerges as Phil transitions from self-interest into self-reflection. Over time, he begins to observe the town's residents with empathy, to cultivate skills, and to act altruistically, anticipating and responding to the needs of others. This evolution embodies the psychological journey from egocentrism into an authentic selfhood. His repeated experiences, rather than being a curse, become opportunities for incremental growth, a dramatic depiction of behavioral conditioning, and the transformative power of mindful practice. Psychologically, this mirrors the principles of existentialism. Phil finds meaning not in the external world, or in the accumulation of wealth or pleasure, but through conscious engagement with life and the cultivation of virtue. Moreover, the film resonates as an allegory for moral development. Psychologists often describe moral maturation as a progression from obedience and self-interest to higher levels of ethical reasoning, including empathy and principled action. Phil's journey encapsulates this trajectory. His initial immortality gives way to experimentation with altruism, ultimately culminating in genuine ethical behavior born from internal conviction, rather than self-serving motives. The loop, in effect, becomes a crucible, testing his character until he attains a state of moral and emotional awakening. The film also invites reflection on the human experience of time and temporality. The endless repetition, which at first feels absurd and oppressive, gradually transforms into a framework of learning and mastery. Finally, Murray's performance is essential to the film's impact. His comedic timing underscores Phil's cynicism, while his eventual vulnerability and warmth makes his transformation believable and affecting. The tonal balance of humor and profundity ensures that the film remains accessible while delivering deep psychological insights, allowing audiences to laugh while simultaneously reflecting on their own capacity for change. There isn't a ton to be said about this film that hasn't been talked to death by every other review channel known to man. We all know that Groundhog Day is far more than a charming romantic comedy. It is a deeply psychological exploration of human consciousness, ethical development, and the search for meaning. Through Phil Connor's journey from cynicism to empathy, the film illustrates that growth is often non-linear, that self-awareness requires repeated effort, and that genuine fulfillment arises not from external circumstances, but from deliberate, compassionate engagement with the world. Its enduring appeal lies in the universal truth. The opportunity for transformation is always present, even or especially within the seemingly ordinary repetition of daily life. Well, friends, that's gonna be all for now. If you're interested in this film, I urge you to check it out for yourself and formulate your own thoughts and opinions about it. I hope you come share those thoughts in the comments. Let me know if there are any movies that you would like to see discussed on this channel. I always love to hear from you guys, and I do my best to try and respond to everyone. As always, I have put a link down in the description to a physical copy of the film, if one exists, so that you can add it to your collection. Using that link helps out the channel, and that is always appreciated. Furthermore, if you like the video, I urge you to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you aren't already. I know many of you watching aren't yet subscribed, so help support the channel. Subscribe. If you'd like to go the extra mile and support the channel even more, we do have a Patreon. And if you sign up for our Rated R tier level, you can get yourself access to the ETF Digital Archive. We get a lot of compliments about the VHS collection that you guys see in the background of almost all of our videos. Well, we have been hard at work slowly digitizing that collection and creating a place where we can share it with all of you. Thanks to the help of the Plex platform, one of this channel's sponsors, we can now do just that. This is our way of doing our part to help preserve that gritty, nostalgic VHS look and feeling before it's gone forever. So as a special thank you for becoming a Rated R tier member, you will be added to our ETF Archive Plex server, so that you can stream our VHS collection from anywhere at any time. It's basically like having a streaming service for VHS, which I think is pretty cool. We also have a Mercari store, where you can go and get yourself a little piece of the ETF archive. While collecting VHS, Blu-rays, and DVDs over many years, we wind up with lots of duplicates, and we unfortunately can't store them all. So on our Mercari shop, we have those for sale. Purchasing those not only expands your collection, but makes room for us to expand ours. All the links for everything are down in the description. Until next time, stay safe, and as always, thanks for watching.